What if I told you that Russia has the most lethal bombers on the planet? It may sound exaggerated, but it's not. And the worst part is, they're not just threats. They're being used right now to destroy Ukraine. Since the war began, Putin has deployed his most powerful fleet, bombers designed to strike from thousands of kilometers away, launch hypersonic missiles, and obliterate entire cities without ever being seen. But what does Russia have that's got half the world on high alert? Today on TechZNX, you're going to discover the 7 most brutal, advanced, and destructive bombers in the Russian arsenal. Flying war platforms capable of changing the course of a conflict in mere minutes. So, get ready, because what you're about to see is technology designed to crush the enemy from the sky, challenge NATO, and prove that Russia is still a superpower armed to the teeth. Let's begin. Top 1. Tupolev Tu-160 Blackjack. This is no ordinary bomber. It's the most feared steel bird in Russia's aerial arsenal. A supersonic monster so colossal, it looks like something out of science fiction, but it's 100% real and fully operational. We're talking about the Tupolev Tu-160, known to NATO as Blackjack. With a wingspan of over 50 meters and a length exceeding 54 meters, this strategic bomber is officially the largest, heaviest, and fastest nuclear-capable aircraft in the world. But it's not just size. The Tu-160 can reach speeds over Mach 2, that's twice the speed of sound, and fly at altitudes above 15,000 meters, well beyond the reach of most air defense systems. Its range? Over 12,000 kilometers without refueling. That means it can take off from Moscow and strike targets anywhere in Europe, the Middle East, or Asia without ever stopping. What does it carry? A staggering 40 tons of payload. It can launch Koch 55 nuclear cruise missiles, Kinjal hypersonic missiles, or conventional guided bombs. A single Tu-160 strike can wipe a military base off the map before enemy radars even know it's coming. During the war in Ukraine, these beasts have played a key role in long-range bombardments, without ever approaching the front lines. According to official reports, Tu-160s have been responsible for destroying more than 300 Ukrainian military installations since the conflict began, and they've done it without being intercepted once. Russia uses them as deterrence tools. If one takes off, the world pays attention, because its presence alone could signal an imminent nuclear attack. And here's the chilling part. Only a handful of countries on Earth have the technology to intercept one, and none can do it without paying a heavy price. When you see it flying, it doesn't look like a plane. It looks like a floating fortress at supersonic speed. Its roar shakes the sky, and its shadow means massive destruction. The Tu-160 doesn't strike, it annihilates. Top 2. Tupolev Tu-95 Bear. At first glance, it might look like a relic of the Cold War, but it's a living legend. And not only is it still flying, it's still killing targets in the 21st century. The Tupolev Tu-95, nicknamed Bear by NATO, is one of the few strategic bombers in the world that uses propellers. But don't be fooled. It's a giant war machine, imposing and lethal. With a wingspan over 50 meters, it can carry up to 15 tons of bombs or missiles and stay airborne for more than 15 hours. But its secret lies in its engines, 4 turboprop engines with contra-rotating propellers. Not only more efficient, but they produce that brutal, unmistakable metallic hum you can hear from kilometers away. It may look old, but it's been upgraded with satellite navigation, long-range Kh-55 missiles, and modern electronic warfare tech. Its range is so massive that it can fly from Russia to the United States non-stop, making it a true intercontinental bomber. During the invasion of Ukraine, the Tu-95 has played an extremely active role, launching hundreds of missiles from Russian airspace, never exposing itself, hitting key cities like Kiev, Kharkiv, and Lviv. It's estimated to have been responsible for more than 400 airstrikes since February 2022, making it one of the most used bombers by Russia in this war. And the most incredible part? Despite making its first flight in 1952, it's still operational, still lethal, and still feared. It's a perfect example of how a well-designed machine can remain relevant for over half a century and still be a real threat. If the Tu-160 is the silent supersonic wolf, the Bear is the growling beast that crushes its prey with no mercy. As long as it keeps flying, no enemy of Russia can sleep peacefully. Top 3. Sukhoi Su-34 Fullback. Not all bombers need to be huge and slow to be deadly. This is living proof that a fighter can have the soul of a bomber and the heart of a predator. This airborne beast is literally a flying tactical destruction platform. Designed by Sukhoi, the Su-34 is a long-range tactical bomber that looks like a fighter jet, but punches like a destroyer. Unlike the Tu-160 or Tu-95, this monster operates much closer to the front and does it with a versatility that puts any air defense system in check. It can carry up to 12 tons of weaponry, including air-to-surface missiles, laser-guided bombs, anti-ship weapons, and anti-radar missiles. The cockpit is so wide that the pilots sit side by side like in a commercial plane, and they even have a sleeping area and a microwave on board. Yes, a kitchen in a bomber. But don't be fooled. This aircraft can fly over 1,900 kilometers per hour, dodge missiles with its Kybini electronic warfare system, and strike from over 500 kilometers without being detected. It's equipped with a piece of radar and optical sensors that can lock onto targets even in extreme weather, at night or at low altitude. During the war in Ukraine, the Su-34 has been one of Russia's main tools for precision attacks on critical infrastructure like power plants, rail depots, and refineries. Over 100 bombing missions have been conducted with this aircraft since the war began, earning it the nickname the Kremlin's surgeon. Even though it has suffered losses due to increased Ukrainian air defenses, the Su-34 has proven to be a modern, adaptable, and absolutely lethal bomber. It's the perfect mix between the agility of a fighter and the raw power of a heavy bomber. And yes, if you hear it coming, it's already too late. Top 4. Tupolev Tu-22 M3 Backfire. Few things in the Russian arsenal are as intimidating as seeing this bomber flying low at supersonic speed, with its bomb bay doors wide open. Nicknamed Backfire by NATO, this long-range heavy bomber is one of the primary weapons of strategic destruction in Ukraine. Designed during the Cold War by Tupolev, this giant has variable geometry wings, meaning they can shift shape mid-flight to reach speeds of over 200 kilometers per hour, 1,000 kilometers per hour, even with a full load of over 125 tons. Its firepower is terrifying, up to 24 tons of weaponry, including cruise missiles, guided and unguided bombs, and anti-ship missiles like the Kh-22, one of Russia's deadliest projectiles. A single Tu-22 M3 can erase a military installation or a small city in minutes. Most feared of all, its recent use of UMPK glide bombs, devices that have devastated residential areas and logistical targets in Ukraine. Multiple strikes have been attributed to it in regions like Dnipro, Kharkiv, and Kramatorsk, where local officials described the aftermath as a medieval bombing with modern tech. This aerial monster doesn't need to get close. It can strike from over 1,000 kilometers away, well outside the reach of most enemy air defenses, and return to base without ever being seen. Its reinforced structure allows it to operate from improvised or damaged runways, giving it a tactical edge in prolonged conflicts. In short, it doesn't just bomb, it commands respect, a supersonic shadow that only appears on radar when it's already too late. Top 5. Sukhoi Su-30 SM Flanker C. Not all Russian bombers are massive long-range beasts. Some, like this one, combine fighter power with the lethality of a tactical bomber. And in the Ukraine conflict, this jet has become one of the most versatile sky executioners. Built by Sukhoi, the Su-30 SM is a twin-engine air superiority fighter. But that's just the beginning. Thanks to its multi-role design, it can carry up to 8 tons of guided bombs and air-to-surface missiles, and it's been used with surgical precision to strike fortified positions, weapons depots, and enemy convoys. It can fly over 2,100 kilometers per hour, perform impossible maneuvers, thanks to its thrust-vectoring nozzles, and hit targets more than 500 kilometers away with precision missiles like the Kh-29. What's most alarming is its constant presence on the southern front of Ukraine. Reports show Su-30 SM jets have carried out dozens of low-altitude bombing missions, destroying entire armored columns and key logistical hubs. They operate in pairs or small squadrons with defined roles. One attacks, the other covers, all under night vision, multi-channel attack radars, and electronic countermeasure systems that allow them to dodge incoming missiles. And here's the disturbing part: their cost. Russia has built over 120 units of this model, and each one costs over $50 million. But when you see what they do in combat, it seems cheap. They're fast, lethal, and fly so low that even drones can't spot them. A machine built to strike before you even know it's there. Top 6. Sukhoi Su-24 M Fencer. It may not be the newest or the fastest, but when it comes to tactical destruction, the Sukhoi Su-24M is a living legend in the Russian arsenal, a supersonic bomber designed to penetrate defenses, fly low, and rain destruction before vanishing. This aircraft, with variable geometry wings, yes, can change wing shape mid-flight. It can fly over 1,300 kilometers per hour and skim the ground to avoid enemy radars. Its specialty, attacking strategic targets like bridges, airfields, logistic bases, and weapons factories, and it does so in style. The Su-24M can carry over 8 tons of bombs, including laser-guided munitions, Kh-25 air-to-surface missiles, and even Ka-29 cruise missiles, all with a range of over 3,000 kilometers without refueling. During the invasion of Ukraine, this aircraft has been used intensively in areas with heavy anti-air defenses. Over 100 operational missions have been documented in the Donbass and eastern regions, many destroying critical Ukrainian infrastructure. Its crew of 2, pilot and systems operator, work like a synchronized machine. In seconds, they can select a target, calculate the trajectory, and launch with a precision that's impressive for an aircraft over 30 years in service. Even more shocking, Russia has digitally upgraded dozens of these bombers with better radars and electronic warfare pods, turning this Cold War veteran into a truly lethal threat. Top 7. Sukhoi Su-25 Frogfoot. They say the Sukhoi Su-25 doesn't fly, it survives. This aircraft isn't a strategic bomber or a stealth jet. It's something far more brutal, an armored beast built for close combat, to fly low, shoot point blank, and escape under fire, still in one piece. Nicknamed the Frogfoot by NATO, this ground attack jet is the aerial equivalent of a tank. It has 2 turbofan engines, a top speed of 900 kilometers per hour, and a structure reinforced with titanium plates, making it nearly immune to bullets and shrapnel. But its offensive power is what makes it feared. Over 4 tons of armament, including unguided rockets, cluster bombs, air-to-surface missiles, and the terrifying GSH-32 30mm cannon, firing explosive shells at over 3,600 kilometers per hour, capable of destroying armored vehicles in just a few hits. In Ukraine, it's been a constant at the front. Over 500 direct attack missions have been documented, many hitting trenches, fortified positions, and enemy convoys. It's destroyed hundreds of military vehicles, anti-aircraft systems, and fortifications, becoming one of Russia's most used tactical bombers in this war. And the wildest part? There are records of Su-25s returning to base with over 80 shrapnel holes in their fuselage, still landing like nothing happened. Because this aircraft wasn't made for air shows. It was built to survive hell and keep shooting. It may not have the tech of a B-2 Spirit, but when it comes to real combat, it doesn't flinch, and it doesn't fail. And there you have it, 7 beasts of the sky that aren't sitting in display cases or museums. They're flying, bombing, and leaving real scars in the most intense conflict on the planet. So tell us, which of these bombers did you find the most terrifying? How would the West respond to these threats? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if this video shocked you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to TechZNX to keep discovering the darkest, most advanced, and brutal side of military technology. See you in the next video.